Okay, so once we in this thing, just to get into the back end, just click edit page. I've got to log back in. Must have logged out during the time. So just starting from the top, this I'm quite sure sorry, the dashboard takes you to this page over here. Excuse me. And this here is quite easy if you want to add stuff, like if you know, it just says what it is. Edit your front page, add additional pages, add a blog page, view the site. Okay, and a lot of the stuff that you can't see, where you were probably battling to find it, is here in this widgets area. All these over here will be under widgets. All these things here, all these things at the bottom. Okay, so they generally will be under widgets. Now, the reason why I kept the pages how their original style is because a lot of these things, let me open just another page on this, because I'm only recording the side over here. Okay, so as I was saying, all these things over here are in the widgets, particularly on the front page. When you move to product showroom, same thing, a lot of these will be in the widgets, and I'll show you how to navigate around that, because I don't know what you want to pull out or what you want to keep in. Okay, so going back into the back end, so dashboard will really just give you an overall view of how many posts you got, pages, categories, and just give you a shortcut really to get into where you want to go. Posts, I told you, posts are what you use generally as your blog. With your posts will generally come up on this stuff over here. So every time you make a post, it will set up these type of topics, and it will give other information here, like latest news. This it will pull off the posts. It rotates them on a basis and according to how it's categorized. Okay, where pages, post as opposed to pages, pages are, so these over here, as you can see, all these posts. So if we go here to community, you see it's there, community, civil liberties, children and youth. So those are all inside your posts. Inside your pages are generally these over here. They're fixed pages, and they're pages which you generally access off a menu. That's the difference between the two. So
that's the important one. I mean, the posts are not so important.
No, the posts are correct. Posts are more for SEO, that type of stuff. When you want, if you're into SEO, which I don't think you need because you have a specific audience, they know where you are. So posts are really not relevant. But I'm just letting you know what posts. And under posts, it's also quite simple. You add new, you can categorize them, or you can tag them. Those are really the four headings that they go under. And in each post, just very briefly, same thing. If you're doing, all you've got to do is go to edit a post. When you're inside of your post, now one thing about, the nice thing about WordPress is you have two tags here. You've got a visual tag, which is as you'll see it on the website, and then you've got your text. So your text is actually set up as a HTML file. Whenever you're typing or doing stuff, only work on your visual, because your visual is what you see is what you get. Where inside of your text, that will generally abbreviate it and put in your HTML codes or something. So we're going to use that for certain things like pictures, when you need to put in a picture and you need a HTML code, the best way to find it is just to type, which I'll show you now how to set it up on a page. It's just a test page. So if you want to do a picture, you just put the picture in there inside of the visual, so you see your visual as it is. So like add media, you put in your picture, and then if you go to text, it will show you how the picture looks as a HTML code. So you just then got to copy that code and post it in your widgets, which we're going to use. All of that, a lot of it you can't put in a picture, you have to put in the HTML code. So by letting the system generate the HTML code for you, all you got to do is copy and paste it, and it will put the picture how you want the picture to look. Okay, so that's that. Getting on to your slides. Now, the reason why you were having problem with the slides last time, so let's go to edit. Now, the slides that you're going to put in, I've only put in 2 slides, as you can see. So if we go back to slides, now these don't have anything on them. If it is not displaying a thumbnail, then there is nothing there. So inside slides, if we go to edit slide, now you'll see over here, there's, well, that's really, I don't know why that's come up in there. It may have posted it, but the slide over here will be inside the fixture. So if we remove that fixture image, and always update, whatever you do on a page, if you don't update, whatever you've done is not going to be. So we've taken off that featured image. So if we go back here and we refresh this thing, you'll see there'll only be one picture. Okay?
Yeah.
So now if we want to put that back, all we got to do is go to set featured image. Now the slide has to be an exact size. I'm quite sure this was the one here with the girl. That's the one there. And that is the, I've just got a separate folder here for you. I've put it in there as 580 by 227. If it's not exactly that, it's not going to fit inside the box correctly. So all I've done here is I've selected that image, got put set as featured image. Why is that not working? So let's go again. Set featured image. That's the one I'm going to select. Set as featured image. It will now put it in the box. Update. And the minute you do the update, this is now back inside that spot. Okay, you now got 2 pictures. Now, when you do the going back again to slides, you can set your slides how you want it over here. Slide 1, slide 2. That's the order it is. You can take out, you can add as many slides as you want. This is just saying slide 2, slide 4, I think would have been the name of the original picture. Now, when we imported everything, even though the pictures are all in the back end, they're not showing up on the site. So any pictures which you don't have, you'll have to add on. Now the size, I just want to make sure.
That exact size.
You know, I'm going to give you that exact size now. So let's go back to here. Let's go here. Let's go to CompuEd. So that is, the size is exactly 580 by 226. Okay. And I think that's how I've saved it. So if we go back to slides, edit that slide. I think that's how I've labeled the picture. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to update it. It's now gone. So this box must be empty. You remember the first time we did it, the picture was sitting above the thing? That was because I added the picture to here. So if you go add media here, now when you're adding media picture, if you've already uploaded it, it's going to be in the media file. If it's a new picture you want to put in, then you've got to go to upload files. And then you can either select the file or you can just drag it, drag and drop. Okay, and then it will add it You can see it's adding it there. So over here we're going to go insert into thing. Now you see what it's done there? This is in the text. So all this over here now is the HTML code. So if you needed it, I'm actually going to just, I think this was just sitting there from last time. If you need your HTML code, that's it. If you want to see what it looks like on the site, you just go to visual. So that's your trick there between text and visual. So if you ever want the HTML, hit text, you copy that and paste it, because when we get onto widgets, you'll see that you can't put in the picture, you have to put in the code. Alright, so I'm going to update that, and you'll see that the picture is now sitting. It should come up over here once we refresh the page. Okay, so it's not even showing. Before it was sitting up over here. Remember, it was sitting outside the box. For some reason now it's not showing at all. So maybe I did update this. Let's just go here. Every time you do something, it will show here when it was updated or what was done. Okay, so let's just go back to that. Just refresh it. Okay, so still only the one picture. So I'm going to go here now. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go set featured image again. And this was the one here. There was a new one we uploaded. Set featured image. Update. Refresh. And there it is. So 1, 2 pictures. So you can put as many as you like. Now those you are able to change the timing and everything else, which I'll get into as we move along. So that's slides, okay? Then the next one here, I'm going to leave all these, okay? Media is your library, the one that we just went into. So you can add your library without being in something particular. I'm just going to delete this one, because this is the one I just stuck in, just so we got one of each and not 50 of each. Over here there's nothing to save. Once you delete it, it's gone. One worried about links. The next thing we're going to do here is pages. Okay, now pages, as I said, will be all your fixed stuff, which is the stuff you're going to be working on. Now I'm quite sure I've changed these with our pages. Let me go back there. So the first one we have, I'm just going to cheat a bit so I can see which the first. So the first one here is the home page. So we go to home page, we go to edit. Now you'll see on the home page here you're not seeing anything. That's because this whole home page is made up of widgets, nothing else. Okay, and this home page is set by, you see there it says template. These are all the templates you've got. Every page will be set differently, but because this is the page you want as your home page and your landing page, your template here is a home page. Alright? Now all these sections are made up of widgets, which will be inside appearance. It will be over here, which I'm going to go to in a minute. So just let's, in case I've changed anything, I'll just put update. So I'm going to go back to all pages, and the next page we're going to go to here is product showroom. Now the pages here that we're not using, I've left them for the moment because they can serve just as a structure for you, where at a later stage we can get rid of them. Because we don't have them on the menu, people can't see the page. But the pages are there. If you've got the URL, you'll then have the page. So the next one here is product showroom. I just want to see, I may have used gallery as product showroom. So we'll change the name of that. I'm quite sure this is the one that I've used as product showroom. Let's just see what the URL says. Okay, you see over here it says page ID equals 28. page ID equals 28. So that's definitely the page I'm using. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to product showroom, so it's reading the right page, product showroom. And in order to, if you want there, you see it says page ID equals 28, all you got to do is change this permalink. That shouldn't have happened like that. Okay, so this here will be product showroom. Save changes. So if we now go back to that page, so let me refresh it. No, it's not doing what I wanted. Let's go product. That's what it should have done the first time when I clicked on it. Product showroom. Okay. Update. Okay, and this one here is what we changed to product showroom. Okay, I just want to make sure that this link now works and we haven't lost it. Okay, so you see now it's sitting as product showroom is the URL, which is what I've changed, and I've marked the page correctly so that the page works out the same. Now the reason again why you can't see anything here is because they've used these widgets again. You see over there as well in the template they've used portfolio 3 column 1, 2, 3. That's why it showed up like that. Just let me see. I'm going to go back to the widgets now just so see if I can determine this, because I never picked this up last time. It will just go as update. It's a different page, or it looks different because that is the columns that, or the template that is being used. So what I'm going to do now is go to widgets, because that should clear up a lot of things that you don't quite understand. So moving back to the, let's close that one, close that one. So moving back now to the home page. If you look over here under header, the first thing over here you see a search bar. That's this one here. Okay. Now how you get rid of that, all you have to do is just drag it there. You see it's gone. These are all the different widgets which you have. So we've got rid of it. I've pulled it out. If I now, and you don't have to refresh here. Once you do it, does it. So if I refresh it, it's gone. See over here?
Yeah.
Which I think is a nice feature. If you don't want it, you don't have to have it. You want to use it, just drag it back there. And that will be under header. That portion over there is called a header. So if we now refresh it, okay, your header's there. If we now go back to widgets, let's close that one. The next one here is excerpt area. So let's open it up, and it's got here text. And if we open the text, we provide full-time and education. We provide full-time childcare and education. So this here, your excerpt area is this section over here. Okay? So now I'm not particularly good with HTML. I always cheat to use HTML. If you wanted to keep that but just change the text, then always only change what's in between the lines. Okay? So if you're happy with the size and you're happy with the color, That's why it's got this and education, etc., is because it's changed the color. So I'm not going to muck with that. I'll leave that with you in case you know what to do with that. Okay. So I'm just going to close it. We're not going to touch it. And this here also reduces it back to a small. Then the next shows your box areas. So if you go to your box areas, here are your box areas 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll see this is the first one. Now what I said with the picture, this picture over here, how I inserted that picture is I went to pages. Let's go back to pages. Inside page you see I'll put here a test page, which is this one over here. Alright, it's got nothing in it. So I'd stay on visual. Now the picture you must have in the size that you want it, because this won't resize it. So you obviously got to work out the size that you want the picture to be. Now this picture, just going by the widget, it was 150. So I'm going to open up here. So I want to, let's say, put this picture here inside of that box. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to go add media. I've already put it in, so I'm going to just select the media, insert into page. So there it is, and it's sitting in the middle. I'm then just going to go to text, and there now's my HTML. So I'm going to copy that. Okay. I'm not going to save this page because I've only used it just to capture the HTML code. I'm now going to go to my widgets, and it will ask me, because I put it there, if I want to leave the page or save it. I'm going to leave the page because I don't want to save that image. And then inside my box areas here, let's go to number 2, the second box, because the second box, if you have a look, it's got nothing in it. Okay. Now the heading over here, it doesn't have a title. I put classes there, so in this one here, let's put test image. So that's going to be what's going to come up on the top, where it says classes. It should come up as test image now, I'm quite sure, I may be wrong. And in terms of the picture, oh sorry, I'm wrong. So let's delete that. There's classes over there. So that's going to be your header image. I mean your header text. I'm going to call it test. So it's going to come out the same size as that. And for the image, this is not showing an image, so I'm going to get rid of it. You can see there's no image on it. So I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to paste in that code that I just took out of thing. Okay. Now this one here you have to save. All you've got to do is go save. Okay.
Now what's the difference between save, update and publish?
All exactly the same thing. It depends what area you're in. Over here you don't have an option. It's just a widget, so you don't have an option to update or publish. It's a save. So now that we've saved it, and I'll answer that question in a minute, refresh the page, and there's now the picture and the test. Now this obviously, as I say, you can see the picture's a slightly different size, which moves it off, and the same with the box. So you obviously want to have all those pictures the exact same size, and with the text you want to have 3 lines of text so that all the boxes sit square with each other. Okay, that makes sense? So all these 4 boxes are in relation to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay,
and
we're inside of appearances, widgets.
Okay.
This is widgets.
Sorry, one second. I've left my phone in the car.
Sure, I'm just going to go. The way the theme is set up, it is, every theme has their own intricacies, and the way they've laid out their pages are quite nice, but none of the pages, with 90% of the themes that I work with, the content I put inside of the page. You with me? Where on this one over here, the pages are made up of a series of widgets to give him all the effects that he has. But if you want just a straight simple page, the best way to do it just to have a look, is add a new page. So let's call this test page 1, and over here let's just copy some text here. Okay, and let's just sorry, always, as I say, work on visual, and then from here you do have in this one a limited amount of size. You have a limited editor. This may bring up something, so you can center it, italics, you can do sizes on this. That comes here off this kitchen sink, whatever they call it. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, kitchen sink. So that will expand the second line, and from here you can change colors, and you know what all those things stand for. Always work in visual. You want to add media, same thing. Insert that into the page. You can see where it comes. If you select the image, you can pull it to the left. You can center it, so you can work in that. Now, the difference you said between publish and save draft, this over here you can see is visible to the public. Okay, so if you didn't want the public to see, all you would do is put it on private, and then you can't see it. Although if the public don't have the URL, they're not going to be able to see it. Now just remember, when you set up a page, this over here, this permalink, will set what the name of the page is. Remember, before I clicked edit and it kept taking me to whatever that page was. I don't know why, but that's what it should do. So you should be able to rename the page to whatever you want the page to be. So if you want it to be products or whatever, the name of the page, you with me, will be a continuation of the URL. But when you put in a name, it will always put in the name of the page, all right, as the URL. This will be your visual as you see it. As I said, add media, and this here will be your HTML. So if you copied and pasted that, that's going to look exactly like it looks over there. Right. All right. Then in terms of to the right over here, once you publish the page, means that you've updated whatever's here. It is now, that's how the page is going to look. So if you keep making alterations, you must always publish it to save it. With your pages, you do have a few options. So let's just publish this page, just so you can see the difference on the thing. So let's go to view page. This is how the page looks. So the pages, all your pages are set up with your categories and topics, and that's what the page is, how it's looking. So going back to edit page.
Sorry, Dave, just
that's
if you
right.
go back to home page, where has it put this page now?
This page is not going to be displayed on any menu until you set it onto the menu. At the moment, the page is there under that name. So view the page. The page is there under that name, but we haven't added it to the menu. That's something else I'll show you how to add titles to, or menus to the page. Now, just to see for your own experiment, that's why I said it's a pretty hard thing if I was doing it, how to price it, because this particular theme is something that you really have to muck around to get your own feel. If you change your default template to a full width page update, that should get rid of those sidebars. So if we now go and view the page, you'll see there is no sidebars. It's now a full page, and it's just got whatever's set up. This now is set up again in the widgets, which I'm going to show you. Okay, so that's what a full width page looks like. You go back to edit page, and you now change this full width page to full width page with slideshow update, and this is how the page is going to look. Okay, so it's now got your slideshow. I don't know why it's not coming up. It's probably set up in another widget, but same thing, you go through and check out all your different options on what the pages look like, and make your choice as to how you want the page to look. once you've got it set, then name all pages. You can use all the pages exactly the same. But the reason why I wanted to keep this is because these will really be templates on how you set up the page. So if you go to product showroom, okay, that's how the product showroom looks. And remember, if you now go to edit the page, this is set up as the 3-column portfolio. Okay, so it shows you how that particular page looks. Going back to this one here, so if we set this up now as the home page, it'll then be your home page, which you don't want to do, and you can't have 2 home pages, you can only have 1. So same thing, 1 column, let's update it, and let's view what the page looks like. So it's really something that you got to muck around with and see which is the type of page which you're after. So this is now the 1 column page as opposed to the 2 and the 3 column. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so that makes sense. Now going back to, let's go back to edit page. Okay, so that will be under test page 1. Now if you wanted the page to be set up on the menu, the same thing, you go back to, everything's under appearances for menus, side columns, widgets, all that is under appearances. So if you go to menus, okay, now the page we just, so this is what's in the menu here. If you have a look here at the menu that we've got, the only thing we've got in the menu is the home page, the product showroom, and you see these are set up as subdirectories. If you want them to be a thing on themselves, you just got to, it's actually set up in the thing like that, so I can't change it. But you can, the order is as you have it there. If you want the home page down there, it's drag and drop. Okay, save menu. We now, let me refresh it on this, so it's then on the video. View page. See, the home page is gone there now. Okay, so going back to menus, home page we want up at the top. Drag it to the top and it's there. Now if you wanted to add their test page, you just look for the page, see if it's there, test page, all you do is click it, add to menu, okay, and there's now your test page. So if we refresh this now, I didn't save it. Save menu. Okay, we go back to the page, refresh the page, and test page menu. Now if you want to get rid of the menu again, all you've got to do is click on the page and delete it, remove. Okay, so the menu's gone, alright? Now the menu that's at the bottom, that's this menu over here, that one there, is also sitting inside menus. At the top here you select footer menu. Okay. Sorry there, footer menu. Something should change here.
Either save.
I just want to say there's the footer menu, and same thing, you can add to the footer menu of this one as well. If you just wanted to put a URL, like you want to set up for your
with the online store.
With the online store, so if we go to your online store, which is this one here, let's go online store.
It's that shop.com.
So this one over here, copy. Now go to menu. We just put it in here. Paste. Let me just go to the end. Sorry, I didn't pick it all up. Home. Okay, and this here we're going to call online store. Okay, we didn't want to add it to, we want to add it to the header menu. Sorry, header menu. Okay, let's add it to that. Let's get to this header menu. Select. Down page. No. This is the header menu, is it?
No.
Okay, so let's just go back to, is it site?
You haven't saved it yet.
No. Just checking if you're paying attention here. Save menu. Okay, so let's go to visit site, online store. Click on online store, it's going to take you, but at least it's you. Once you set it up, you know, same thing. You can use an external link as part of the menu. Done, guys.
Okay.
Right, so let me get back to. So I'm going to take that off in the meantime. Leave it there. Okay. All right. Cool.
Anyway.
Okay. So let's go back to edit page. So I think let's stay on. Go back to our widgets. Okay. So box area, as I was saying, we now got that on the home page. If we refresh this, it will get rid of test and put in online store, and that should be at the bottom as well, online store. Okay. So back to the home page. So looking at this once again, box, which are these box areas? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
and I think you can only use 4. If you take one away, then I'm sure that will just spread out and make it 3. All right. Then the next one here is primary content area. So if you click on it, it says text who we are. So that's quite easy to find. That shows you that's where it is. So if we open up that box, this is where. See, they're using widgets a lot as opposed to construct that home page. That's why you remember you said you couldn't work out what was going on, because all this has to do with widgets. So this will go up to this here. Who we are up to there is this widget over here inside of primary content. Then underneath it, my advanced cycle. Okay, so this over here, they've linked this latest news. See, latest news?
Yeah.
They've linked it to your posts. So it can either be a slide, a portfolio, a project, but they've linked it to the posts. The number of posts they want to show is 2. So when you make your posts inside your blog as your posts, it'll always show 2 posts over here.
Okay.
So you can change that. If we change that, let's say to 4, and we save that, then the last 4 posts you made would come up inside of here. So let's do it on this page again. Refresh, and you'll see over here there's 4 posts. Okay, so we'll move that back down to 2 posts. Then that's just how they want it sorted. You can sort it by date, by comments, however you want to go. Then the next one here is what they got here, latest. Well, latest news is what the header is. Okay, you can see that. And then what do they got here? They're asking you to show the post title, which is what it is. So if you take that off, And as I say, this is something you're just going to have to
I can
muck
play
around with and have a look at it to
It's
see
all
how it
fairly
looks.
obvious.
Yeah,
Everybody
absolutely. So if we do that now and we refresh this now, those headers are gone. Okay, so we'll go there, we'll keep it, show post titles, show post excerpts, which will be probably those little
The
pieces
first couple
there.
of sentences.
Then it says show global links in all posts. So these I'd say would be your global links here. So same thing, just unclick, click, work out, just by playing around you'll work out exactly the way you want to go. So let's get rid of that. Let's now...
Okay, tell you what I want to do. That, I don't know what you call it on the side there.
This
That
over here?
there.
This little picture
Is
here?
that a widget?
Yeah, I'd say that's a widget. So let's go back
If
to...
I want to change that,
Yes, so let me go here. So let's go here. Just let's move down in its so we got the who we were, we got the latest news, inside organization. Just let's move. So that's this one over here, which is all part of that same widget, which is your primary content area. So this here is your primary content area. And all that is inside this widget over here. Okay, so let's just, so I'm closing it up again. So your widgets are everything at the moment. We've done headers, we've done up to there. So now we're going to secondary content area. We open it up. This now will be your categories, browse categories, which is above there. Okay, so same thing. You click it open, it will tell you, so it's showing 4 posts. Same thing, you can make it, remember there were 10, I've pulled it down to 4, you can see what that is. And same thing, just muck around with how you want it. So that's your secondary area. Let's close that. There was something else in your secondary area, which I think is this picture. Let's just close that one. So this one here, text, I'd say this would be there. Education, knowledge for everyone, and read me. And then that picture, I don't know if that picture is just this. Oh, there, the picture is that. Div class equals notebook. So what we'll do is just this here. Just for argument's sake, let's just cut that. Okay, so if we save that, I'm quite sure all we're going to have is just the notebook. And now remember, if you want just if you want to put in a different picture as opposed to that one, but I quite like that. I think the text is
the text. I didn't know if the text was on.
Okay, no, so if we refresh this, we should only have that little notepad.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put that text back for you. So same thing, I mean, you're cluey enough to know is just to change the in between the pre and the all the rest, else you change the structure of it.
Dave, that's enough. You've shown me enough.
Okay, no, that's cool.
I can play with this.
Okay, I just want to just let's I'm going to also save this recording that we've done, and as I say, I'll put it up. So once again, same thing, Geoff, just moving down. Let me just close that here. Sidebar, that will give you your categories and your browser categories, so that will be I don't think anything's on display here. So you've got a sidebar and a secondary sidebar. Don't see them there. Then after your slider page should be this stuff at the bottom here. Text. So we provide full-time. Where the hell's this? This you may find will be in one of your other pages.
This was what the original page had on it.
Did it have that?
Yeah.
So this says div after slider bar.
No. It's on the home page. That thing about we provide full-time childcare. Yeah, up there.
Oh,
Can
there.
you see it there?
Yeah, this was the one.
Yeah.
I'm sure we had this right up at the top. Okay. And then in your footer was all the stuff at the bottom over here,
Yeah.
which was, I set it up, so this here was your text, which was this was the picture.
Yeah.
So that's the picture that I copied off the HTML inside the page. This here will be your content details. Okay, now the same thing, this over here, so if you want the email to work, so when they click it, it opens up as an email, because I noticed that in your site over here, where you do have your email, where you say over here, it's not a clickable link. That that should be, people are lazy, they're not going to copy and paste it. It's easier if they, so to make it like that, it's got to have that Malta, all that stuff in there. So we'll close that, and your newsletter is the same thing. I think this is it here, stay connected, which gives you, if you use your newsletter, and just remember that these you can move, drag as you want them. So if you don't want a widget like this newsletter, you don't want it, all you do is that.
Yep.
And if you refresh this page, newsletter's gone.
Yeah.
And if you want it back, LMN newsletter, drag it back. Oops, I hope we haven't. Oh shit, what did it have? What was the thing?
Can't remember now, it doesn't matter.
Stay connected. I think that's what it had.
That's right.
Now let me just look at this other page before we save it. Stay connected.
Yeah.
Okay, so stay connected, all uppercase, lowercase. Stay connected. So if we save that, because it's the newsletter, it should put back the boxes as they were. There you go.
Yeah.
I've mucked up that box has changed. They were both round boxes before.
It's not a big deal.
Okay. It was different. I've mucked up the colour and the shape of the box for some reason. Just let me know if you want that back as it was, and I'll work out how to.
Okay, so this is why I need
the
copy
backup
as we go along.
Yeah. Well, we did a backup.
It's easier for me.
We did a backup. So okay, you want me to restore that backup
I'll
I
find
added?
it. No, I'll
Okay.
find it.
All right. So
But as long as I can back up as we
no,
go
I'll
along.
do that thing now when you leave, and I'll send you an email for it, just so I know it's set up correctly, so that you can go in and do it. So I'm going to stop this recording.
Thank you.